as the point will go to Upperman as they'll move in front 9-3 now here in set one. As the Lady Bees getting off to a good start here in this one. As they have taken the early lead. Cade, solid serve. It goes off the backboard, and the point will go to Upperman. Lila Cade with that strong serve all the way over this near side of the service box as Cade stepping out to serve once again. Jump serve, back row Moffitt with the pass to Webb. Webb sets Copeland. Cora swinging away, finds open floor on the back row and puts it down for the kill for the Lady Wildcats. And J.C. Garrett going to come in, replacing Cora Copeland. Garrett will serve as Livingston trying to get back in this one early as Upperman leads 10-4. Garrett goes back row to Bass. Bass now to Randolph. She'll set Moss, and a catch going to be called on Randolph for the point for Livingston Academy. The catch on Randolph will give the point to the Lady Wildcats as Garrett will serve once again for Livingston. J.C. The jump serve goes back row to Bass. Randolph sets backside on a pretty kill by Caitlin Foster on that little back set by Shelby Randolph to get the kill for the Lady Bees and move them in front 11-5. Randolph. Brother Foster will step out to serve. Back row Garrett. Webb. Pretty set off the bump. Hughes will tap it over, but she's going to be dug by Stevens. Now they'll set West, who's dug by Garrett. Webb outside to Dishman swinging away. She's dug back row by Cade. Randolph outside to Moss, and Moss will hammer it down. Mia Moss with the kill for the Lady Bees to get the finish and move them in front 11-5 here in set one. As Moss with the kill. Foster to serve once again. Dropping serve, played by Moffitt. Dishman takes it across in two, but Randolph is there right at the net. Tapped over by Hughes, but dug by Stevens. They'll set back row Cade swinging away. Tapped up, and Daly will play it. Outside Dishman, off the block and down by Laney Dishman. Best hit so far by Livingston as Dishman hits that one off the block for the Lady Wildcats to get the point for Livingston Academy and get the serve back for the Lady Wildcats as Mally Carwile will step out to serve as she and Hallie Mosley come back in the game. Carwile goes back row to Cade. Randolph back set as they'll push it back row. Moffitt pops it up with one hand. Webb will set Mosley. Mosley blocked. Dug though by Hughes. Tapped over by Mosley and down as West can't control it. Mosley sticking with it, but a pretty one-handed dig in the back row by Moffitt made it happen. Then Hughes with a save, with the one-handed save for the Lady Wildcats is now Carwile to serve once again. Deep back row Cade. Set there by West. They wanted the catch there to the crowd. Garrett to Webb outside Mosley off the block, but Carwile will dig it right back up to the other side though. West to Randolph, going to set Stevens, tapped over, Moffitt diving to get to it, push back across, but Carwile is there. Webb takes it across. Now Upperman will play it over, West with it. Carwile to Webb. Webb outside Mosley, swinging away, dug by Bass. Randolph to, that is Moss trying to hit it into the floor, but takes it into the net on a strong hit by Mia Moss. But the point will go to Livingston Academy with Carwile to serve once again as the Lady Wildcats have cut it to 4 at 12-8. Carwile just over the net. Bass in the back row. Stevens. Now they'll set Moss, who hits it out of bounds. Well, that one sails wide by Mia Moss, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy. The Lady Wildcats have cut it to 3 at 12-9. Carwile, back row Bass. Now Stevens. They'll set Cade hitting from the back row. Carwile will dig her in the back row. Webb sets Hughes in the middle. Hughes taps it, but taps it long. Just missing the back line did Mia Hughes. And Upperman gets a stop they needed as Livingston able to rally back into this one. And they cut it to 3. But now it's back to 4 as Kaylin Stevens to serve for the Lady Bees. Stevens. Soft serve to Carwile. Webb outside Mosley. Mosley off the block and down. No. It's dug. That's a great effort right there by Mia Moss. I didn't think anybody could get to it, but Moss did, but couldn't control it. That kill by Hallie Mosley for the point for the Lady Wildcats as Sydney Moffitt to step out and serve. Now for Livingston. Moffitt takes this one back row. That's off Bass and out of bounds. Point will go to Livingston Academy. Lady Wildcats cut it to 2 at 13-11 on that good serve by Sydney Moffitt. Moffitt to play it again. Sydney with the jump serve. Back row, Cade. This to Randolph. Back to Cade, and she'll hit it wide. Lila Cade trying to catch the line on this near side. Couldn't do so. And the point to Livingston Academy, and the Lady Wildcats have got a chance to tie it up here. Moffitt with the jump serve. Bass with the pass to Randolph. Now Moss will tap it over. Goes off the block of Jenkins. Moffitt to Webb. Now Mosley. Mosley dug by Cade. Randolph bump set to Bass in the back row. Garrett with a pretty dig. Webb tries to set Jenkins. That's off the block. And Mosley will tap it back row, but Bass gets there. Randolph bump set outside. Tapped over by Moss, but played by Webb. Now Mosley taps it back row to Cade. Randolph back set. Didn't think anybody was there, but West gets to it. Moffitt, great effort. Now Jenkins in the middle. She's dug back row by Stevens. Randolph, that's very close to the net. That's blocked up by Jenkins, but Upperman with a chance to play it. Randolph, back row, Cade. She's going to be blocked by Jenkins, but saved by West. Randolph sets Bass in the back row. Jenkins blocks another. Mosley will get to it. Webb now free ball here as Carwile will hit from the back row, but Cade is there. Randolph outside to Moss, taps it over. Jenkins will save it off the block in the second hit. Now Moffitt will go back row. Bass will play it to Randolph. In the middle now, as that will be hit inbounds by Bailey West. West finding the inbounds on the longest rally of the night. The Upperman Lady Bees go back in front by 2, 14-12. Can you tell this is an elimination game? These two teams making big plays in set 1, and it's a 2-point Upperman lead. Carwile takes the serve from Moss. Outside Mosley. That one's blocked, but it never came across. Said the net caught it on that one, and the point going to go to Upperman as Mia Moss to serve once again for the Lady Bees. Moss. Diving effort by Garrett, but she can't get there. It's a tough serve there by Mia Moss as it just drops in. Moss. Back row, Moffitt. Great adjustment. Webb quickly to Jenkins, who hammers it down. Chloe Jenkins with the kill. It started with the pass from Moffitt. Moffitt wanted to play it on the bump. It kept rising on her, able to switch the hands and play it without making the catch to Webb, who set Jenkins, who got the kill for the Lady Wildcats and cut the lead back to 3 at 16-13. Webb to serve here for Livingston. Kinley. Back row, Bass. Randolph. Back set to Moss, and she's going to be called for the catch. Mia Moss with the catch for Upperman. Will cut the lead down to 2 at 16-14. Webb to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Kinley with the jump serve. Goes back row to Stevens. Randolph. Bump set. Bass. Bass hits it deep to Carwile, and then nobody's there. Carwile with the pass, but it was right in an island kind of between 3 players, and nobody committed. And Upperman gets the break and gets the serve as they lead now 17-14 with Cora Bass stepping out to serve. Bass in the back row, way up. Pops it straight up, but Moffitt is there to save it. Now Carwile will just tap it across, but Randolph will go to Bass. Back set to Cade. Over the block, Carwile with the dig in the back row. Way up, back set, Copeland. Cora swinging away, but Bass will dig. Randolph to Moss, and that one's down by Mia Moss. Moss with the kill for the Lady Bees to move them back in front by 4 at 18-14 with Cora Bass stepping out to serve. Bass trying to extend this 4-point lead. Soft serve here. Webb gets to it, taps it across. Cade will pop it up in the air. Little confusion there by Upperman as Livingston caught a break on that pass by Kinley Webb. And it'll drop in for the point for the Lady Wildcats, and the serve for Matea Daly as she and Lainey Dishman check back in for the Lady Wildcats. Daly with the serve. Deep serve and too long by Daly. So the serve goes back to Upperman as they move in front by 4 now, 19-15. The game is to 25. You must win by 2. Upperman got off to an extremely fast start. Livingston got it back to a tie game in the middle of the game, and now here's the serve to Daly. Way up. Back set, Dishman swinging away off the top of the net. Cade is there. Randolph going back to Cade with a big-time swing and a big-time kill for Lila Cade. That was a good set right there by Shelby Randolph. Put it right where Cade wanted to hit it, and she's able to just drive it into the floor with a kill for the Lady Bees. As it'll be Shelby Randolph to serve once again as the lead grows to 5 at 20-15. Moffitt in the back row to Webb. Bump set to Dishman, hitting off the net, dug by Moss. Randolph, back set to Stevens, tried to hit it straight down and couldn't do so. Stevens trying to cut it down the net. Just couldn't get it to go over, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy. As Jenkins stepping out to serve. The Lady Wildcats, 20-16. They need a run here on this serve by Chloe. Moss to Randolph. Moss will hit in the back row. Hit it hard in the back row, but hit it long. Mia Moss, a pretty good hit there, but it sails long for Moss and out of bounds. And the point going to go to Livingston Academy. Jenkins to serve once again. This one just gets across to Stevens. Randolph, back set to Cade, who hits it long. So Lila Cade with the ball hit out of bounds. Stevens made a good play on that first one there to keep it in play. Now Jenkins to serve again with a chance to cut it to 1. Chloe takes this one back row to Moss. Randolph sets Foster in the middle, and that one off of Daly and out of bounds. And the point going to go to Upperman to move them in front 21-18 with Cade to serve now for the Lady Bees. So Livingston's gotten it to 2. But now Upperman, 4 points away from the first set. High toss by Cade. Moffitt will play it in the middle of the back row. Webb going to set Dishman. Laney swinging away, and Laney with the kill. Laney Dishman hammers that one down for the Lady Wildcats on a big stop there for Livingston to get the point off the kill by Dishman, and J.C. Garrett coming in to replace Copeland to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Garrett serves this one on the far side to Cade. Randolph in the middle, Stevens. Oh, that was a catch. Crowd thought so. Dishman to Webb. Back to Dishman, swinging away. Dug by Bass. Plays it over to Webb. Webb now to Moffitt. Back set Dishman, a little outside and didn't get across. The set a little too wide for Laney. She tried to adjust her body to be able to get out there and play it, but couldn't do so and hits it into the net. And the point going to go to Upperman to move their lead to 3 again at 22-19 with Caitlin Foster stepping up to serve. Just over the net, Moffitt is there for Livingston. Webb in the middle to Hughes. Hughes hits that one long for the Lady Wildcats. So Upperman 2 points away from set 1. Best 3 out of 5. And this one is Foster. Again, that serve just over the net. That's right at the net. Webb will tap it over, but Stevens will play it to Randolph. In the middle now, Moss hits it in the net. Mia Moss hammered that one, but it caught the net cord to kick back to the Upperman side, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy as Carwile and Mosley back in for Livingston. West will return for Upperman. Carwile in the back row to Bass. They'll set West on the outside. That's off the block. Mosley is there. That's right on top of the net. Tapped up by Webb. Carwile will get to it. Hughes going to tap it across. Bass out to Randolph. Randolph back set Stevens. Taps over the block. Didn't make it. Tried to tap it over the block, but didn't get there. And Hallie Mosley comes up hobbling a little bit when she came down. And Upperman wants a timeout. They'll call it. Leading by 2, 23-21 here in set 1. We'll take it with them. Back to Livingston Academy in just a moment.
Hello, friends. Josh Ford with Puckett's Furniture since 1954. As you know, Puckett's has been in continuous operation for over 68 years, selling high-end quality brands to thousands of families throughout Middle Tennessee. Did you know we have a low price guarantee? If within 30 days of your purchase, you find the same item advertised for less under like terms and conditions, Puckett's will refund you the difference plus 10% of the difference. That is our commitment to you. Puckett's Furniture since 1954. Come on down.
Carwile to serve for Livingston with Upperman leading 23-21. Stevens to Randolph. She'll set Moss, who taps it over. Mia Moss having to reach behind her to be able to get to that one to tap it across for the Lady Bees. And the point going to go to Upperman to set up set point for the Lady Bees here in set one as they lead 24-21. Stevens trying to serve this one out to Garrett. Now Webb with the bump set to Mosley. That one's blocked. Mosley plays it up with the left hand. Moffitt now to Garrett, who'll tap it across. Goes back row to Cade, backing up with the pass to Randolph. And they'll call the catch on Shelby Randolph. Catch on the Bees. Will give the serve back to Livingston, but their backs against the wall now in the 24-22 lead for Upperman. As Moffitt to serve once again for Livingston, trying to keep them in this one. That one sails long, though, and Upperman wins set one by a final score of 25-22 as Upperman gets the win over Livingston. We'll be back for set two coming up in just a moment.
Hello friends, are you in the market for a new mattress or bedroom suit? Puckett's Furniture is your Tempur-Pedic and Sealy Posturepedic mattress dealer. Take advantage of Puckett's low price guarantee, plus up to 80% off of our Jameson solid latex mattress sets, putting thousands of dollars in your pocket. Queen mattresses starting at $599. Come check out our large inventory of solid wood bedroom suits before these ridiculously low prices are gone forever. Financing also available. Puckett's Furniture since 1954. Come on down.
Hello friends, I'm LG Puckett with Puckett's Pond. I'm a professional numismatist and a 60-year member of A&A. I'm a strong buyer and collector of coins, gold, silver, and precious metals. If you want to buy, sell, trade, or pawn, then come on in and visit my money museum. It's in the back of Puckett's Furniture. I've got a free gift for the kids, and I'm ready to serve your precious metal needs. At Puckett's Pond, 1125 West Main Street in Livingston.
Come on down.
Upperman wins set one by a final score of 25-22 over Livingston Academy. We want to again say thank you to Wascon Incorporated for paying our TSSAA broadcast rights fees to carry this one here tonight, as we also want to thank all our sponsors: Milton Raines and Family, People's Bank and Trust, Farley and Sons Construction and Excavation, Farm Bureau Insurance, Highway 111 Deli, Livingston Dance Studio, Smith Septic Service, Livingston Rental Center, Puckett's Family Dentistry, 1806 Barbecue, compliments of a Wildcats fan, State Farm Insurance Phil Marshall, The Muscle Factory, Exit Rocky Top Realty, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Willow Grove Marina, Lucky Red Stables, Wascon Incorporated, Maynard Auto Sales, R&M Family Pharmacy, Farmers Insurance Rick Savage, Overton County News, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Livingston Family Healthcare, Livingston Dairy Queen, Bullseye Security, Livingston Regional Hospital, First Church of Livingston, Gary Maxwell Insurance, Jerry's IGA, Highway Tire, and Puckett's Furniture, our sponsors here on Overton Events, as we Move to set 2 now with Livingston needing a win here. You don't want to go down 2-0 to Upperman as Kinley Webb will get this one started. Moffitt coming on the floor to replace Mia Hughes, Mally Carwile, Cora Copeland, Chloe Jenkins, and Hallie Mosley out there for Livingston. For Upperman, it's Shelby Randolph as the serve by Webb going to be played by Moss to Randolph. Outside Cade swinging away, but hits it out of bounds. For Upperman, as we said, it's Shelby Randolph, Bailey West, Mia Moss, Kaylin Stevens, Cora Bass, and Lila Cade for Coach Barbie Cook and assistant coach Laura Canada. Webb with the jump serve. Back row Stevens, and she can't handle it. Goes off the hands of Kaylin Stevens and out of bounds for the ace for Kinley Webb. Livingston coached by longtime head coach Christy Jenkins, assisted by Hannah Hammonds and Christy Hammonds as Webb to serve once again. Webb with the jump serve, floating back row. Stevens can't control that one. Moss able to save it, and West takes it across. Webb backs that Copeland right at the net, blocked by Cade. Lila Cade with a big-time block for the Upperman Lady Bees to get that stop for Upperman. Caitlin Foster will check back in for Coach Cook, replacing Bailey West. Bass, soft serve, doesn't make it across. She's been using that pretty effectively all night, has Cora Bass, but that one just didn't clear the net, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy, and the serve going to go to Matea Daly as Daly comes in along with Lainey Dishman for the Lady Wildcats. Upperman's done a good job defensively to keep Livingston from hitting the ball the way they normally do. Moss falling down will pass it to Randolph. Now Foster hits that one in the net, and Livingston moves in front 4-1. So the Lady Wildcats off to a good start here as Matea Daly to serve once again. Daly goes back row, and that's an ace. Moss thought it was deeper than it was, but Matea got it to drop at the last second. Drops in bounds for the point for the Lady Wildcats. As Daly stepping up to serve once again. Matea goes back row to Moss. Randolph, back set to Cade, taps over the block. Moffitt will get there. Webb will save it, and Dishman will tap it across, but Kinley, when she was diving, dove underneath the net, and they're going to call the net on the Lady Wildcats. Great effort by Kinley Webb laying out to go get that one, but the floor official said that the Lady Wildcat player went under the net, and the call made, and now the serve here from Randolph, played by Daly. Webb, back set, Dishman. She'll have to push it across. Cade is there. Randolph sets Cade right at the net, taps it, but Laney will dive on her knees and dig that one to Webb. Now Moffitt taps it back row. That's off Moss, but getting to its Bass. Moss will tap it across to Moffitt. Webb sets in the middle to Copeland, who hammers it down. Oh, that little slip hit by Cora Copeland. You've got a couple of players running the play there. She can go to Jenkins, or she can go behind her to Cora Copeland. And that's the best hit of the night for Copeland, as she just hammered that one almost straight down for the Lady Wildcats to get the kill and get the serve for Chloe Jenkins. Jenkins goes back row. Bass will play it to Stevens. Back set Cade swinging away. Hits it wide. Lila Cade misses. Trying to go cross court. Hits that one out of bounds, and the point will go to Livingston Academy. Jenkins to serve. Livingston leading 7-2. Chloe goes back row to Cade. Stevens in the middle, Foster. Blocked by Hughes, but blocked out of bounds by Hughes. Foster hitting straight down on that one. She's every bit of 6'1", is Caitlin Foster. Maybe bigger than that. Can't really tell from up here. But she was almost hitting down on that ball there. Hitting straight down is Lila Cade to step out to serve now for Upperman. Cade with a high toss. Back row, Daly will pop that one up. Moffitt and Webb each get to it. Tapped over by Hughes. Randolph, back set Stevens, and she'll get the kill for the Lady Bees. Moss made that initial play to get that started. The little bump, set, and spike by Upperman as Cade will serve once again, trying to cut into a 3-point Livingston lead. Cade, tough serve. Daly will pop it straight up. Then Moffitt will have to play it. That's close to the roof. Hughes will have it blocked by Foster. Then it's going to be played off Livingston out of bounds. Foster just timed that one right for the Lady Bees. And now Upperman has cut it to 2 at 7-5. And Livingston wants a timeout. Lady Wildcats will call it here in set 2, trailing 1-0. We'll be back to Livingston Academy right after this.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Contact local agent Phil Marshall for your personal price plan today.
Upperman's cut the lead to 2 with Lila Cade serving the ball effectively for the Lady Bees. They come in 18-9 on the season. They're the number 3 seed in District 7 AA. Livingston Academy comes in 27-11. They're the number 2 seed in District 7 AA. Cade, deep serve theirs for the second time. That timeout kind of breaks the momentum of an Upperman server, and that one sails out of bounds. Now with J.C. Garrett to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Garrett goes back row to Cade. Randolph. Back set to Foster. Garrett will dig her. Webb. Now Dishman taps it across. Randolph will go to Cade. Off the block. Popped up by Hughes. Moffitt will be there for Livingston. Webb taps it deep in the back row to Bass. Bass now to Randolph. Outside Moss swinging away. Popped up by Daly. Garrett will get to it. And Moffitt will tap it across. That's a tough play, but Cade will make it. Randolph just plays it straight up to Bass. Garrett with the dig. That's going to be playable for Livingston. Daly with good concentration to Hughes. Now Bass for Upperman. Randolph back set. Stevens swinging away and just misses. Does Stevens on that back line. And the point going to go to Livingston Academy. Like we always say, these rafters can be an enemy or they can be a friend. And that one right there helped Livingston Academy. And Matea Daly played it well as Garrett goes back row to Bass. Randolph outside Moss, never called the catch. Let me tell you, it didn't count, but Moss can hit the ball. Mia Moss, one of the strongest hitters I've seen in a long time. Not sure how old she is, but she can hit the ball from a lot of different angles. Garrett, back row, Bass. Randolph will pass it to Moss, dug there by Webb, tapped over. Randolph will get to it. Cade with the bump set to Stevens. She'll go back row to Moffitt. Webb sets Dishman. Laney with a chance to swing. It's blocked by Upperman. Then Dishman tries to play it off the block and can't do so. And the point going to go to the Lady Bees. I think Foster the one that got that one. And Upperman will get the serve back. And a 10-6 Livingston lead here in set 2. Foster serving to Moffitt. Webb trying to get to it. Good hustle. Kinley will get there. Moffitt will play it across to Foster. Randolph. Back set Stevens off the block. Moffitt can't get to that one, though, as Hughes pops that one straight up. It'll go off Livingston out of bounds, and the point will go to the Lady Bees to cut the lead down to 3 at 10-7. Foster to serve once again. Goes back row to Garrett. Webb now with the bump set to Dishman. Too far back to hit, but Cade with a good play to keep that one in play. West going to be blocked by Hughes. Stevens now to Randolph. Taps it over to Dishman. Webb going to set Dishman right on the net. Didn't get it across. Laney trying to play it over the block. Couldn't do so. Just tried to find an open spot. And the point going to go to Upperman to cut the lead down to 2 at 10-8. With Foster to serve once again. Goes back row to Garrett. That's off a rafter. Webb will get to it. Moffitt will push it across. Tries to drop it in front of Upperman Stevens, but can't do so. But hitting from the back row is going to be Lila Cade to hit it down for the Lady Bees. Cade just finding the open spot there for Upperman. Will drop it in, and they've got a chance to tie it here in set 2. They won set 1, 25-22. Foster to Garrett in the back row. Webb in the middle. Hughes over the block. Dug by Cade. Randolph will set Moss. Moffitt with the dig. Webb will pass it to Dishman, who plays it back row to Foster. Randolph back set Stevens. Cuts around the block. Webb pops it up in the air. Garrett will get to it, but I don't think they've got an angle to be able to play it across, and they don't. Oh, they're hustling, but seems like every break is going Upperman's way right now, and the Lady Bees have tied it at 10. Livingston not quitting on anything as Foster, that line drive serve, as we said, she's almost hitting that serve down from the back row and gets that one for an ace there to take the lead at 11-10 here in set 2. Foster again with that serve. Nobody touched that one. Caitlin Foster able to drop it in, and Livingston wants a timeout. Lady Wildcats will call it, trailing by 2. It's Upperman 12, Livingston Academy 10. We'll be back to Livingston right after this. Caitlin Foster has been a huge impact in this game for Upperman, as her serve and her timely hitting has put the Bees in front 12-10 here in set 2. Livingston taking the timeout, trying to again break the momentum of Upperman here as Foster to serve. Goes back row to Garrett. Webb outside Dishman. Laney catches the top of the net. Point will go to Upperman as Dishman trying to cut that one around Stevens. Couldn't get over the top of the net, and the point to the Lady Bees. Foster in the back row. Garrett, that's on top of the net but out of bounds. Garrett tried to make that pass. Couldn't handle the serve from Foster. Just a line drive serve. There's no arch to it, really no spin to it. And it's tough to handle right now for Livingston. Garrett had to change from the bump to the pass up top, and Dishman going to be blocked by Upperman. I think that was West that got her on the block there. And Upperman has moved in front now by 5, 15-10. Foster to serve once again. Goes back row to Moffitt. Way up. That's Moffitt in the back row. She'll tap it across. Cade will dive to save it to Randolph. Stevens, free ball for Livingston. Garrett will get to it. To Webb, to Dishman, right the net, and pounds it down. Laney Dishman with the kill for the Lady Wildcats to stop that run on the Foster serve, as Dishman will cut the lead down to 4 with that kill at 15-11. Dishman and Daly going to sit down. Carwile and Mosley come back in. Carwile to Stevens. Randolph sets West outside. And that's off of Carwile and out of bounds. Point going to go to Upperman. Lady Bees will control it with the serve of Kaylin Stevens. Upperman back in front by 5, 16-11. Stevens, back row to Garrett. Way up to Mosley. Mosley taps it back row to Cade. Randolph outside to Moss, who hits it down. Mia Moss with the kill for the Lady Bees. Cut that one right to the open spot. And gets the point for Upperman to move them in front by 6, 17-11. Stevens goes back row to Garrett. Webb sets Mosley outside. Halley swinging away, dug by Bass. Randolph in the middle. West, dug by Garrett. Plays it across to Moss. Pushes back row, but Carwile is there. Mosley with the pass to Moffitt. Moss to Randolph, who taps it over and taps it out of bounds. Out of bounds off the Lady Bees. It's going to go to Livingston Academy. The point for the Lady Wildcats, and the serve to Sydney Moffitt, as that cuts the lead to 5 at 17-12. Moffitt, back row. Moss will pop it Up in the air to Bass. Now Cade swinging away will hit it in from the back row. Lila Cade hitting behind that 10-foot line. Able to hit it down in the back row for the point for Upperman and get the serve from Mia Moss. Moss to serve with Lady Bees. 18-12. Upperman leading. Back row. Moffitt with the pass to Webb in the middle. Jenkins. That's off the block of West. Bass. Notice that Cade outside. She's dug in the back row by Carlisle. Webb with a good bump pass to Jenkins. Bass will pop it up in the air to Randolph, and now they're going to call the catch on Shelby Randolph. 2 contacts on Randolph will give the point to Livingston as Copeland going to come back in, replacing Garrett. Kinley Webb stepping out to serve for the Lady Wildcats. As Kinley with the jump serve, and the back row to Stevens. Randolph sets Cade right at the net. She'll tap it over, but Mosley is there. Webb back to Mosley. That's blocked. Moffitt will pop it up to Jenkins. Now Copeland trying to hit it across, will hit it into the net. Point going to go to Upperman as they'll move in front 19-13 now, with Caitlin Foster coming back in and Cora Bass stepping out to serve. Bass to serve with Lady Bees. Goes back row to Webb. Moffitt to Carlisle in the back row, who will hit it long. That one sails long and out of bounds with a point for Upperman. Bass to serve once again in a 2013 Upperman lead. They won set 1, 25-22. Bass goes back row, popped up in the air to Mosley. Taps it across. They'll set Cade, who swings away and hammers that one down. Lila Cade with a big-time kill with the Upperman Lady Bees, with authority there to move them in front 21-13. Bass to serve. Soft serve to Copeland. That's right on top of the net. Tapped over, but Jenkins will tap it up to Carlisle. Then Moffitt trying to take it across will be unable to, and the point going to go to Upperman to move them in front 22-13. The Bees moving closer to a 2-0 lead here in this elimination game tonight, as Bass will go to Copeland. Webb outside Mosley. Taps over the block and down as Hallie Mosley, seeing she can't hit through Randolph and Foster, tapped over the top and down for the point for Livingston Academy, and the serve going to Daly. Daly to serve with Lady Wildcats. Trying to get them back in this on her serve. Stevens to Randolph, right at the net. Back set Cade. Off the block. Daly will try to get to it. Can't do so, and the point going to go to Upperman. Lady Bees with the hit by Cade again. As Lila Cade hitting as well as I've seen her hit in a long time, and the point goes. Point extends the lead to 9 at 23-14. 2 points away from a 2-0 lead. Soft serve just over the net, and Daly can't get to it. That'll set up set point for Upperman at 24-14. Shelby Randolph trying to close this set 2 out. Randolph in the back row to Webb. Moffitt now outside to Copeland. Copeland hits it in the net, and Upperman takes a 2-0 lead as they win set 2, 25-14. We'll take this break. We'll be back with set 3 in just a moment.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The BEST Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Contact local agent Phil Marshall for your personal price plan today.
Upperman with a 2-0 lead over Livingston Academy as they win set 1, 25-22. They win set 2, 25-14. So the Lady Wildcats a big hill to climb right here as they've got to win 3 in a row against Upperman to extend their season. If you win tonight, you play in the championship game and the next one against Stone Memorial, who beat Watertown in 3 straight sets in our first game here tonight. Then you will move to the region tournament. If you win this one, you'll assure yourself of a spot in the region tournament. But you got to win here to see the season go on. As Upperman coming out with the fast start in set 1. Livingston battled back, and then Upperman able to get the win in set 2, 25-14. Now we'll remind you that high school football coming up this week will be on Thursday night when Livingston Academy will play host to Macon County. Join us on Thursday night for that matchup, region play, as Macon County comes to Tom Davis Memorial Stadium. Kickoff set for 7 right here on Overton Events. Then Saturday at 10:30 in the morning, the Junior Outlaws will be playing for a championship as they'll be playing down in Baxter at Upperman. It'll actually be played over at the old football field down in Baxter where they play their soccer. We'll have that coverage coming up at 10:30 on Saturday morning or thereabouts. It depends on how the Pee Wee game before them goes. We'll have that junior championship with the Overton County Junior Outlaws playing for a championship. We saw them win it last year up in Jamestown at York. They'll try to win another. I think this will be their 4th in a row they're going for, and they'll be playing against the host team, the Upperman Bees, Upperman Stingers, at that level on Saturday morning. About ready to get this one underway. Set 3 as Upperman trying to close this one out. We'll say thank you again to Wascon Incorporated for paying our TSSAA broadcast rights fees for these postseason games. Livingston trying to battle their way back to continue in the postseason here tonight as they're out there checking the lineups. The floor official is, and he's taking a long time doing it. As Upperman leads 2-0. Livingston coached by Christy Jenkins. She's assisted by Hannah Hammonds and Christy Hammonds. Upperman coached by Barbie Cook. She's assisted by Laura Canada. As the Lady Wildcats dressed in the white, Upperman dressed in the black as we get ready to get set 3 underway. Upperman will serve to start this set. Nobody's stepped out yet. The Lady Bees should be serving, and now they figure out that it's their turn to start serving. And it'll be Mia Moss to serve for Upperman. Moss has played very well for Upperman all night. Tough serve here. Moffitt will play it well to Webb. In the middle, Jenkins. That's blocked by West. Bailey West with the block for Upperman. One-on-one there, and West timed it perfectly to get the block for the Lady Bees. Moss to serve once again as they go in front 1-0. I'm not sure they've trailed. And they did in set 2. Garrett right on top of the net, and Cade is there for the kill. That pass going right top of the net. And Lila Cade, her eyes just got big seeing that one, able to hammer it down for the kill for the Lady Bees and move them in front 2-0. Moss to serve once again. Moss goes back row. Garrett. Better pass this time to Webb. Outside Mosley swinging away. Dug by Bass. That's off the roof and down. Hallie Mosley with the kill for the Lady Wildcats to get the point for Livingston and get the serve for the Lady Wildcats as Kinley Webb. The serve now for Livingston. She'll step out. Trying to tie this one up here in set 3. Webb. That one goes in the net, though. Service error there as Bass steps out to serve. Bass with the jump serve. Floats back row to Webb. Carwile will play it to Mosley. Over the block. Bass there for the dig. Randolph outside Cade. Swinging away and down. Lila Cade. Another kill for Cade there. Pretty good combination they've got. They've got 3 that can hit it very well in Cade, Moss, and Foster for Upperman. And they've been pretty effective tonight. Bass goes to Copeland. Jenkins with the bump set to Mosley over the top of the block. Stevens with the diving effort to save it. Now Foster will tap it over, but Copeland is there. Mosley will tap it to Stevens. They'll set Cade, who bumps it across to Webb. Moffitt going to set Copeland running toward the net. Blocked. Carwile with the dig, but Livingston can't control it. That's Cade again, I think, with the kill for Upperman. Might have been Moss. I was trying to watch the diving effort, and they got the kill before I could even figure out who it was that hit it. Bass to Moffitt in the back row. Webb outside Mosley swinging away. Bass with a good dig. Stevens to Moss. Blocked there by Jenkins. Chloe Jenkins with the block for the Lady Wildcats. As she'll block Moss one-on-one there. Dishman and Daly back in for Livingston. Upperman in front 5-2 here in set 3. They won set 1, 25-22. Won set 2, 25-14. Stevens to Randolph. Good save to Cade over the top of the block. Moffitt is there. Dishman trying to get to it. Will trip over Moffitt. And both players are all right. That's a hard fall there by Laney Dishman going after that one. And the point going to go to Upperman. Good to see them both all right. Not sure if she caught the referee's stand over there or not. Looked like Dishman may have as she was falling down over there. Back row way up. Tough pass. Moffitt will get to it. Copeland taps over the block. Randolph just pops it up to Bass. Moss hitting back row. Dug by Daly. Jenkins with the save. Now to Moffitt. Randolph in the middle. Bass. Bump set outside Cade. Hitting from out of bounds. Moffitt with the dig. The roof will keep it close enough for Daly to play it. But then Jenkins can't tap it across. The point going to go to Upperman on another big-time hit by the Lady Bees. The roof helped out again, but they couldn't get it across, and the point to Upperman will move them in front 7-2. Randolph, back row to Daly. Webb to Moffitt, still in the back row. She'll tap it over to Bass. Randolph, back set Stevens. Nothing she can do but tap it across for a free ball for Moffitt. Webb, backside to Copeland. Goes back row to Bass. Randolph shoots set to Foster, blocked by Jenkins. Chloe Jenkins blocking Caitlin Foster. That time just able to tap that one back over as Foster hitting down at Jenkins, but Chloe played it well and kept it in bounds. Jenkins goes back row to Bass. Now to Cade. Moss just taps it across. Hughes will get to it. Webb back to Hughes, and she's blocked by Foster. Caitlin Foster able to get on top of that one and just shut it down there for the Lady Bees. And get the point for Upperman to move them in front 8-3. Cade, high toss, serves it in the net. She hasn't made many errors tonight, but that service error there will give the serve back to Livingston as J.C. Garrett stepping out to serve. Garrett goes back row to Cade. Randolph outside Moss. Daly pops it up but hits it out of bounds. Oh, Mia Moss, when she can crank on one, she can hit it just about where she wants it and able to put that one in a tough spot there. Daly got a hand on it but couldn't control it, and the point going to go to Upperman and the serve to Caitlin Foster. This time, though, she hits it in the net. She had a great game last game on her serve, but that one there goes directly into the net. The point going to go to Livingston Academy. As it'll be Mally Carwile stepping out to serve for Livingston. Carwile goes back row, and that one misses long. Bass with a smart decision there. Decided it was even with her eyes, and still at that height going over her head, she just ducked out of the way and let it sail out of bounds. Stevens in the back row to Garrett. Webb. Now we'll set Mosley right at the net. West will tap it up. Stevens will play it now to Cade, who taps it back row to Carwile. Webb going to set Mosley. Halley swinging away, but hits it long. Mosley hitting that one long for the Lady Wildcats, and the point going to go to Upperman to move them in front 11-5 here in set 3. Upperman leads 2-0 as Stevens goes back row to Garrett. Webb in the middle to Hughes around the block. Stevens there, though, for Upperman. Bass hitting from the back row, and Carwile can't control that one. Upperman won set 1, 25-22. They won set 2, 25-14, and they lead set 3, 12-5. We'll take a moment here to thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Livingston Rental Center, Puckett's Family Dentistry, 1806 Barbecue, compliments of a Wildcat fan, State Farm Insurance Phil Marshall, Puckett's Furniture, Highway Tire, Jerry's IGA, Gary Maxwell Insurance, First Church of Livingston, Livingston Regional Hospital, Bullseye Security, Livingston Dairy Queen, Livingston Family Healthcare, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Overton County News, Farmers Insurance Rick Savage, R&M Family Pharmacy, Maynard Auto Sales, Wascon Incorporated, Lucky Red Stables, Willow Grove Marina, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, Exit Rocky Top Realty, Muscle Factory, Milton Rains and Family, People's Bank and Trust Company, Farley & Sons Construction and Excavation, Farm Bureau Insurance, Highway 111 Deli, Livingston Dance Studio, and Smith Septic Service, our sponsors here on Overton Events. If you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to our page, we ask you to subscribe to it. It won't cost you anything there on YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook, give us a follow as Stevens serves it back row to Garrett. Webb now to Hughes, who taps it in the back row to Bass. Randolph in the middle, West, dug by Garrett. Webb. Now Moffitt will play it across. West is there. Randolph outside to Moss, swinging away and down. Mia Moss. Moss with the kill for the Lady Wildcats. You kind of get ready for Lila Cade. Her clippings kind of let you know what she can do, but Mia Moss, from the first time we saw him till the second time we saw him, she's a different player. Garrett now to Webb. In the middle, Hughes. Block. That's Moss and West there for the block for the Lady Bees, and Upperman moves in front 14-5 here in set 3. Kaylin Stevens to serve with Lady Bees. Just over the net. Carwile is there. Webb outside Mosley swinging away. Cade with the save. West will tap it over, but Garrett is there. Webb outside Mosley. Hits that one long for the Lady Wildcats. Point going to go to Upperman, as it'll be Stevens stepping out to serve again as they move in front by 10 now. 15-5 here in set 3. Stevens in the back row, Garrett. Now to Webb. Webb in the middle to Hughes. Hughes tapped up by Stevens on a pretty one-handed play. Cade hitting from the back row. Off the block, Mosley will pass it to Webb. Hughes now across to Upperman in the middle. West taps with the left hand, but Hughes is there. Now Carwile will play it across. I said that was Mosley with the dig for Livingston. Cade hitting from the back row. Was it touched? It was, and it's a point for Upperman. Lila Cade hitting from the back row to get the point for the Lady Bees, and the timeout taken by Livingston. They'll call it with Upperman leading 16-5 here in set 3. Back to Livingston Academy right after this. Upperman leading 16-5 here in set 3 as the Lady Bees in control of this third set. Livingston needs some stops, needs some points and bunches here to the Lady Wildcats. Stevens, back row to Garrett. Way up right the net, will tap it over West. To Stevens, back to West. Blocked there by Hughes, but tapped across by Upperman. Way up now to Moffitt. Bump set outside Mosley. Halley over the block and down for the Lady Wildcats. There's the stop for Livingston. Now, those points and bunches is what they need off the serve of Sydney Moffitt here for Livingston. That cuts it back to 10 at 16-6. As Moffitt trying to get them back in it. But that one goes in the net. So the point goes to Upperman, and the serve goes to Mia Moss. Moss to serve for the Lady Bees. Back row, Moffitt. That's off the roof, bounces down to Webb. Mosley on the outside, taps across to Cade. Randolph in the middle west, had to reach back to hit that one. Carwile is there for Livingston. Mosley taps over the block. Stevens with the diving effort to Randolph. Bass plays it across to Moffitt. Now to Webb right at the net. She'll set Jenkins quickly. Dug there by Stevens. Randolph outside Cade, hammering it down. Lila Cade with an exclamation point for the Upperman Lady Bees to move them in front 18-6. That's as good a hit as you'll see in high school volleyball. Mia Moss to serve now for Upperman. Moss deep serve though. A little too fired up that time and hits it long for the point for Livingston as Kinley Webb to serve now for the Lady Wildcats. Webb goes back row to Stevens. Randolph to Cade. That's off the top of the net. Mosley with the bump dig. Webb back to Mosley. That's blocked, but Mosley will play it up to Webb. Webb trying to come near side to Copeland. Cade will tap it down, but Moffitt will save it. Mosley off the block. Back row to Bass. Now they'll tap it outside. No, Bass will hit from the back row. Webb is there for Livingston. Moffitt to Copeland. Copeland in the back row to Moss. Outside Cade. That's blocked, but blocked out of bounds. Cade hitting off the block of Jenkins and Copeland for the point for the Lady Bees to move them in front 19-7 with Foster coming back in for Upperman. Bass stepping out to serve. Bass goes back row to Webb. Webb now to Moffitt. She'll set Mosley outside. Too far for Mosley to get a swing at it. Randolph in the middle. Cade hits it off the top of the net and down, and Lila Cade having to work her way around Caitlin Foster there in the back row is able to do so. She might have hit Foster in the side of the head on that one, but Cade will get it off the top of the net and will drop down for the point. The Lady Bees, and some nights everything just seems to be going right for you, except there when Bass serves that one into the net. So the point goes to Livingston. The serve goes to the Lady Wildcats in a 20-8 Upperman lead with Daly stepping out to serve. 25-22, set 1, Upperman 1. Set 2, Upperman 1, 25-14. Moss in the back row to Foster. Tapped across by Bass. Moffitt now to Webb. Webb outside Dishman. Dishman hits it down with the kill for the Lady Wildcats. Laney Dishman able to kill that one for Livingston. Cut it to 20-9. Daly to serve. Back row, Moss. With the pass to Randolph. Back set Cade. She'll hit it long for Upperman. Lila Cade, a little too much on that one. The point will go to Livingston. Matea Daly serving once again for the Lady Wildcats. As Daly plays this one, back row to Moss. Randolph, back set Cade off the top of the block. Daly is there for Livingston. Webb with the bump set to Dishman. Taps it back row to Bass. They'll make the pass to Randolph. In the middle, Foster. Foster will kill it there for Upperman. Didn't get as clean as she wanted to. Caught the top of the net, but dropped down for the point for the Lady Bees, and they go in front 21-10 here in set 3. 4 points away from the game for Upperman. Randolph. High serve to Webb. Moffitt, bump set to Copeland. She'll tap it back row to Bass. Randolph, back set to Stevens off the block. But Cade is there. They can't run it down. Cade couldn't control that one, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy as the Lady Wildcats will step out to serve here in set 3, 21-11. Upperman leading here in set 3 is Jenkins with the serve with Lady Wildcats. Back row to Bass. Randolph, back set to Cade, stepping into it. Did she hit it? Yes, she did. Caught the line on that one, cutting it that way. And she stepped into that one and able to cut it away from where her momentum was carrying her and moves Upperman in front 22-11. Cade, back row off of Daly and out of bounds with a point for Upperman. They're 2 points away from advancing to the championship game immediately after this one to take on Stone Memorial. They lead here 23-11 in set 3. Cade to serve once again. Cade, high toss. And Daly can't get to it. Cade with a big-time serve there for the Lady Bees to set up game point. They won set 1, 25-22. Set 2, 25-14. They lead this one 24-11 as Cade tries to close it out, but hits it long. Cade trying to put a little something extra on that one to finish it up, but hits it long and out of bounds. And Livingston's still alive, but Garrett has got to run off at least 13 here to take a lead. Garrett in the back row to Bass. Randolph outside Moss. Moss will finish it with the kill for the Lady Bees. Upperman wins it in straight sets. They win set 1, 25-22. They win set 2, 25-14. And they win set 3, 25-12 to close it out. Here in three straight, the Lady Bees get the win as they will move their record now to 19-9 on the season. They'll advance to the championship game in just a couple of minutes to take on Stone Memorial. Livingston will see their season come to a close at 27-12. Lady Wildcats going to be presented the third place trophy here in this one. Also have some all-tournament players from Livingston Academy. We'll try to catch who they are for the Lady Wildcats, as they should have 3 named to the all-tournament team here tonight. We want to say thank you to our sponsors for making these broadcasts possible. If not for them, we wouldn't be able to bring you these broadcasts here on Overton Events, as these games brought to you by Smith Septic Service, Livingston Dance Studio, Highway 111 Deli, Farm Bureau Insurance, Farley & Sons Construction and Excavation, People's Bank and Trust Company, Milton Rains and Family, State Farm Insurance, Phil Marshall, compliments of a Wildcat fan, 1806 Barbecue, Puckett's Family Dentistry, and Livingston Rental Center. Now they are going to make the announcements. We'll give you other sponsors as quickly as Coach Jenkins gets finished here with this presentation, as the Lady Wildcats Sydney Moffitt named to the all-district team for the Lady Wildcats. As
the second recipient that the District 7A coaches voted and nominated for was Cora Copeland.
also named all-district Cora Copeland for the Lady Wildcats.
The third all-district team that the opposing coaches nominated and voted for was Chloe Jenkins.
Chloe Jenkins named to the all-tournament team for Livingston Academy. The all-district
We
team.
also received 2 all-tournament awards.
And that's the all-district team from the regular season. All-tournament for the Lady Wildcats, Kenley Webb for Livingston Academy.
Second all-tournament award goes to Hallie Mosley.
And also Hallie Mosley named all-tournament for the Lady Wildcats, as Livingston
The championship game will start in 20 minutes.
will see their season come to an end here with the 27-12 record. As we'll tell you the rest of our sponsors: Muscle Factory, Exit Rocky Top Realty, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Willow Grove Marina, Lucky Red Stables, Wascon Incorporated, Maynard Auto Sales, R&M Family Pharmacy, Farmers Insurance Rick Savage, Overton County News, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Livingston Family Healthcare, Livingston Dairy Queen, Bullseye Security, Livingston Regional Hospital, First Church of Livingston, Gary Maxwell Insurance, Jerry's IGA, Highway Tire, and Puckett's Furniture. Upperman wins this one in straight sets, winning set 1 25-22, set 2 25-14, and set 3 25-12. They'll move into the championship game in just a few moments against Stone Memorial to see who will host the region tournament beginning next Tuesday, and the Lady Wildcats will see their season come to a close here in the district semifinals. Thank you to our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. For Matt Gall, this is Craig Cantrell saying good night from Livingston Academy.